Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're going to have a discussion about stewardship and abundance. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and as always I'm going to pray for you at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let me start off. I want to tell you the parable about the talents. It's very important because there's a lot of misunderstanding in this world, especially concerning finances in the Christian walk. So I want you to listen very carefully and assess yourself and maybe adapt your mindset. So let's start off. I'm not going to read the whole piece. You can definitely go and read the whole portion. It is very interesting, but I'm going to take and highlight some of the facts out of Matthew 25 verse 14, and that is the parable of the talents, where Yeshua told the story. Sometimes people believe that because it's a story, it has got no relevance. It's very important. It is principles that you can learn. So open your ears. Let's start. I'm going to start in verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country. Kingdom of heaven. Remember kingdom. Who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to the one he gave 5 talents, to the other 2, and the other 1. To each according to his own ability. And immediately he went away on his journey. So he gave to them according to their ability. So it was not discriminating because he gave the one 5 and the other one 1. That is not discrimination. If you have a discriminating mentality, definitely study this portion. It will help you. The Yahweh gives according to our ability. So if you want more, increase your ability. If you're not going to increase your ability, it may destroy you, and that's why you don't have. So think about that. I'm going to come back to this at the end, because the last verse you will see has got a very important part as well. Then he who had received 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5 talents, and likewise the one who received 2 and 1, and so it carries on and on. And so he who received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. 21. His Lord said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Ruler over many things. Meaning, you're not going to be ruled over. You're going to be ruler. And many people in this life today are being ruled over. And I don't say you must become a ruler to become wicked. No. It means that sometimes you can have a slave mentality as well. Be careful for that. And then it carries on. Enter into the joy of your Lord. That is the end part of verse 21. Enter into the joy of the Lord. So he received more talents, and now it says that because he's a good servant, that he'll be ruler and enter into the joy of the Lord. Wow, that's a very nice place to be. For the joy of the Lord is our strength. He also who had received 2 talents, and then we're going to enter to the one that received 1 talent. Verse 24. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid. That is one of the key words. I was afraid. You can also say, I was faithless. I didn't have faith. I was scared. I was fearful. And went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have it. So it wasn't even stolen. I would say, in today's mentality, at least he kept it safe. But that is not the whole point. But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. So because he was lazy, he did not increase his ability, and therefore he was afraid and he hid, and he didn't even receive interest. Interest these days on monies at the bankers are almost nothing. It is less than inflation. So just think about that. So take the talent from him and give it to him who has 10 talents. For everyone who has, more will be given. And he who will, listen to this. This is very, very important. And he will have abundance. But for him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. Now, let me read that again. For everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. This is not the book of the world. This is scripture. And I want you to think about it and study this. This is very important. This is about kingdom finances. It's about your talents, your abilities. We're not worshipping mammon. Definitely, no, we are not. But we're gonna, if we are in the kingdom, then we need to increase our ability so that we can enter into the joy, that we can multiply whatever is given to us, and so that we can have abundance. Many times people don't have abundance because they are lazy, they are fearful, they've got the wrong mentality. And I don't want to judge you. I want you to assess yourself and think, have I fallen into the traps of this world? This economy system that we live in is controlled by mammon. We can get out of it by listening to the principles and the word, so that we enter a new kingdom. Not the kingdom of this world, but the kingdom of heaven, a heavenly mindset. Sure, I pray this changes your thoughts and your mentality today as it did mine. Father, I pray that where we are stuck, where we are fearful, where we are lazy, where we feel trodden down by this world, we want to enter into your joy. We want to have abundance. We don't want to be lazy. Put us on the right path. Give us the right information so that we can get out of this. But help us to do our part. We want to be in your kingdom. Your kingdom is what we need. We need you, Father. So influence our minds today. Let our eyes open and see where we need your principles in our life. Help us not to fall victim for mammon, but let us worship you and follow your principles. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your mercy. And I pray a special blessing over everybody who hears this word today and take it to heart, meaning that they're going to do something about it. And I bless you in the name of Yeshua.